So what are we pretending we're fine about today?
Nothing. Not on this couch. Welcome
Welcome to
to
On
On
the
the
Couch
Couch with
with
Queer
Queer
Corner.
Corner. Hi. This is our first episode.
Yeah.
Originally, I came up with the name On the Couch with Queer Corner. But I'm not sure. Ulu, we didn't really
We
discuss. I
didn't
don't know
talk
if I should
about
say
that.
that on here. Is that a conversation that we should even bring on here? I don't know.
No, it's fine.
But yeah,
Transparent.
we
Yeah.
didn't really speak on the name, but I guess on the couch is
It
suitable
works.
for the
Yeah.
conversation. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Live.
we met on a live.
Speed dating.
Really? Was it the speed dating?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, we met through the interactions, and I was in your comments most of the time.
Oh yeah.
But the first actual conversation we had, I joined your live, and then
Okay.
after a few times, you convinced me to put myself out there. I'll
Oh
never
yes.
forgive you
Oh
for
yes.
that.
And then I remember the first time I told you that we were gonna start the podcast. I think for me initially it was just I liked the way that you think. I think we're pretty similar, and I think we were gonna work together because
Yeah.
we're so much opposite. Cause like you're 24, ne?
Yeah.
You're 24, I'm 28. You're a stud and I'm a femme. And then I thought the way that we think and the way the conversations flowed when we would speak on the
Yeah.
live was very natural. So yeah.
But like one thing about you that I'm still trying to is how
Yeah.
calm you are. Like I thought I was a
Really.
calm person, but you're way too calm.
Way too calm.
Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah.
think you challenge my calmness. You see, like it's like when you're saying I'm not a jealous person, then I look chola. Then you
Yeah.
know that I'm very jealous. I feel like that's how you challenged me. Uti, this girl is way too calm. Because I mean, on the lives you are interacting and all of
Yeah,
that. But when
yeah.
I met you, because there would be the silence, and it was never uncomfortable silence, but it was like,
Yeah.
are you okay?
Yeah.
But yeah, I like that about you. I like your ease. I feel like also umuntu, and I feel comfortable
Yeah.
around you, which is why I agreed to this.
You don't
I
agree too
don't
much
know
things,
people.
ne?
Nah.
I
But this
thought
is nice.
so.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I don't know where we're gonna take this podcast to, but I think it's just conversations that we're gonna have around queer topics. But I don't want to stick to those topics too
Yeah,
much.
for
I just
sure.
want to have more of a free flowing, maybe go outside of the community stuff as well as just flow and see where the conversation goes, and hopefully have a few guests that come on.
Yes, that would be
And see,
exciting.
yeah, that would be exciting.
But
to
like, I
kinda
don't
get
think we should lean into the, how everybody's doing it. Like,
Yeah.
there's too much controversy, there's too much drama. Like, I
Yeah.
feel like we should stick to things that actually matter. Because I feel like the youth now, it's all about the entertainment part of things.
Yeah.
Like, nobody wants to talk about real issues. It's just people start a podcast talking about bumps. Like, oh, bro.
Yeah,
with
I'm
the
not
world that
gonna
we
show.
live in.
Yeah, I'm not gonna throw
You can't
shade,
do
but
that.
yeah, I've been watching a few podcasts, and
Yeah,
I don't like
it's
the drama
disturbing.
thing. I think
Exactly.
we should stay away from.
It's like that's
topics
the
like that.
hype. That's the hype around podcasts now. Like people just wanna talk about who's trending for nonsense.
Yeah.
That's not anything of substance, So I would like us to deal with things that actually have substance, so that we're not just sitting here for vibes. There's
Yeah.
something that somebody can take out of our conversations,
Yeah,
whether
of
it's
course,
advice,
yeah.
even in passing. Like we don't
Yeah.
actively have to come here and be motivational speakers, but at least let someone take something of substance value out of our conversations.
Which is what I liked about you,
Yeah.
because I feel like most of our conversations are always about that.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
very like
We always-
intellectual. Yeah.
That's why I like the way that you put it good. Like we're on the same wavelength. Like you get me and I get you.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I have this thing in which I feel like I need to over explain. Because
Yeah.
most of the time people don't get it. But I can say something once to you and it's like
And
she gets
it
it.
clicks.
Yeah, yangena, you see? So I really like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think you have a few questions. You want to start with your questions, then we'll go with mine.
Okay. I mean, there's one thing I've been meaning to ask you, ne?
Okay.
Njengobuhlali one, like, how do you deal with the loneliness of that? Like, honestly. Because I've been living alone recently.
Yeah.
Right? I told you my sister moved out.
Yeah, you did.
So now I'm alone all the time. Like, all the time, 24/7. And sometimes you get so consumed by the silence. And I mean, usually I love my
Yeah.
quiet and all of that. But sometimes it just gets, like, too much because there's no one to talk to. And I find a phone in. So that's like one thing I've been meaning to ask you with like Jengabuyo one every day. Like how do you navigate the loneliness?
Listen, I think it's not easy. It definitely isn't. I think I've been struggling. I think I even opened up about it recently, because ngingathini, I feel lonely because I think I've told you before that I don't have friends at the moment. So
Yeah.
moving back into the city, yes, I'm trying to get to know a few people. I have acquaintances there and there. But being in a new city, not having friends at all, like I'm by myself 24/7 literally,
Yeah.
and I can go like 2 months without even like.
Yeah,
I think the
real.
only conversations I could probably have is probably at work, and then when I come back,
In your
especially on
home, it's
weekends,
just-
I could not open my mouth that whole weekend. And I think it is
Yeah.
dangerous to some extent. It is
Yes.
dangerous because
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't think human beings should be living that way. So I have been struggling a lot, and I have been more honest about it recently, where I'm just like, oh, I'm actually lonely, and it's not really nice. And I think that's why I'm also putting myself out there more. Because remember, before that, I was very much like, oh, I'm living this like
Yeah,
life.
this is the
like
life
I
you
don't
prayed
care. I don't want
for.
anyone near me. But now I'm starting to
Yeah.
like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
maybe let me try open up a bit and not. So I'm not sure what your dynamic is in terms of, do you have people around you? Do you not at all completely? Because I would suggest you probably look for that, because it gets.
It gets bad. No, I had a very low week. I think it was like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
I was so lonely. Like, I was so lonely, and I was in my head a lot, and I didn't know what to do with myself, you know? Like, you try to reach out to friends,
Yeah.
and like, I'm busy sometimes, you know, and you can't take it personally. So I had to find a way to be okay in that space, because it was not easy. Like, I was sad. Like, I was really
Yeah.
sad. I could barely get out of bed. I was really lonely. And usually I'm so content
Yeah.
with that. But this time it was just taking
It's
a toll on
different.
me, you know? I think it's also the transition that I've been going through in my life. So, like, I just wanted to hear, Wuti, like, how do you know?
Navigate that.
And I reached out to my friend. I think one of the things that I struggle with is expressing my emotions.
Yeah.
But this time I actually did try to reach out to my, like, two friends, like the closest ones I have, to say that, like, bro, like, I miss you, like, you know, I'm not okay, you know?
Yeah.
And I feel like in a negative way, it was attacking me in a sense that, like, my friends are not checking up on me. I feel abandoned. But it's not personal, like I said, you know. Sometimes you're the one who has to reach out, because so often we get mad at people for not checking in on us.
True, that
Whereas
is
we're
true.
not reaching out either,
Yeah.
to say that, no, listen, I'm overwhelmed. It's too much now. So yeah, it hasn't been easy, but like you said, when I went to see people, my spirit was lifted.
Yeah.
So I felt
does-
better. But
yeah.
it's not easy. I feel like that was the first time it hit me that hard. That's why I needed to know, Wuti, am I alone in this? Like,
No, it's all of us.
Yeah.
I think some of us hide it differently. As for me, I think also Nami, as I said, ukuthi for a long time I was kind of comfortable with that, because it was a very much like I don't really need anyone.
Independent.
Kanti, it all fell like, and I was just
Yeah.
like, oh. But even now, I still don't have anyone.
You have me. What you talking about?
Yeah, but like I meant like
Yeah.
like going out and actually seeing people, like, because you're not even staying this side.
Yeah.
Yabo. And so, but I still hold back because I've had a lot of trauma in terms of friendships. So there's also that. I'm also trying to deal with that. As much as I am trying to also be open, I think I'm holding back so much because of friendship as well, and the traumas I've had with friendships. It goes so deep.
I hear that
Yeah,
so
so
often,
that's why
and
I
it's so
kinda-
shocking to
yeah.
me. Like, how do you meet your friend traumatized you? How? Like, how does
Friends
that
can
happen?
traumatize you. What do you mean? Can't you guys only have close relationships with
Your
the people
partners?
that you date?
No. I mean, me, Nane. I had a friend who hurt me, and I feel like to an extent,
Yeah.
I have a line where friends cannot cross this line.
Really?
Because of that. Because he was my best friend since like grade 2. And then I think when we reached matric, he just had this disappearing thing. Like, he would ghost me and come back and ghost me and come back. Like, bro, the inconsistency is not. And the thing is, when he would come back, there would be no explanation. It was just be like, yo, I miss you. Like, where have you been? You know, so I felt like
Yeah.
it was not fair on me. Because inhliziyo yami ivulekile towards you, but you just keep disappearing on me, you know?
Yeah.
And there were times where I needed him so much, but he was just never there. And I couldn't, there was no way for me to contact him. So it was like, I think friendships need to stay at this level and not beyond that,
But
because
how do you do that?
I don't
So,
know.
because
It's
you
just
then
the
now you're
default,
saying
I
that
guess.
friendships don't have love, essentially.
No, they
like,
do. Ne? They do. I just feel like it's my defense mechanism now to say that beyond this, I'm just gonna keep it to myself, because like I felt
Yeah.
abandoned by so many of my friends, you know, and it was like not even just a disappearing thing. Like, I see you being a good friend to other people,
Yeah, that's also a
but
bit
you're not
traumatizing.
as
Yeah.
because like, for example, I had a recent experience with a friend of mine. Like, I see you being a good friend. Even when I'm with you, you're
Yeah.
calling your other friends. You never call me. You know what I mean? Like, you're making an effort to pursue your other friendships. You don't pursue me.
Yeah.
I'm the only one who's coming to see you. I'm the only one who's making an effort to reach out to you. And it's not reciprocated. But I see you doing it for other people.
Yeah.
So that's where I was like, oh, so this is like a thing, you know? So I don't know. I try to reach out, because it's unfair to punish someone when they're not aware how you feel. So I tried to communicate. And even the response that I got, I was not satisfied with it, because it was like, it was very like, no, it's not that deep type of thing.
Wait, so now I'm trying to understand, how do you not then get trauma from an experience like that?
I think I just don't let it get to me, because I don't put it at a high standard, basically. So it's like how you rate people. Ne? I feel like reciprocation is so important, right? Obviously, I feel like in your life, generally, everybody starts on a clean slate,
Yeah.
right? And then people subtract from whatever that you
Yeah.
give towards them. So your trust, for example, your trust is always neutral, and then someone breaks it. It's either they earn it more or they break it. So whatever that they do leads to how you
So
respond.
essentially for you, everyone
Yes.
starts from the...
No, they all start at a neutral level. It's like, I trust you. You haven't done anything to not be trusted by me.
Okay.
And then when you do something that hurts me, I withdraw myself, because we like, I don't know. It's a defense mechanism on my end. I feel like
Yeah.
it's not healthy, because I don't really let anybody in. And so
Yeah.
that comes back to, like, sometimes I really struggle with emotions, and I feel alone, and I feel abandoned, essentially. But it's like still a defense mechanism to say, I don't want to get hurt, so I'm just not going to engage. You know? So I
Okay.
don't know. That's why I don't understand why people like get so badly hurt by their friends. Like, I've seen people have mental breakdowns,
Yeah,
panic
that's what I'm trying
attacks
to
from
say, that I don't
friendships.
think people have that it's not, I wouldn't say it's a boundary. I think they just don't have that coping mechanism as you do. Because for me, like, I can't go halfway with a friend. Like, you will know if
All the way.
it's all the way.
Yeah.
Like, I always thought, because when people ask me, like, do you have any friends? Like, it's hard for me to say an immediate yes, because for me, I take that very deeply. Especially if my parents don't know you, we're not friends. We can be acquaintances. I know you. I can't even say we're building a friendship, but are you my friend? No. And people get touched by that.
Yeah, baba
Because, like, I
offended.
don't know how to navigate. For example, as when I said now to you, Guti, I don't have friends, and you're like, but me.
Yeah.
But yes, Lungile, we do speak, we do
But
relate,
it's not-
we do,
yeah.
but it's, you
Yeah,
also,
I get you.
it's not that deep. I would love it for it to be deep, and it will
Yeah.
go deep at some point. I
Yeah.
can feel it, obviously. As I said, we get each other on such a different level than other people. But right now, at this moment,
Yeah, it's still progressing.
it's progressing. So I wouldn't say, like,
yeah.
Manchego, hey. And for me, that's how friendship is. And so
True.
obviously, if you get into that space, then it will affect me. If you're going to do something to me, it would be like, because to me, you will know everything about me. Because a lot of people also ask me about that, like, Ayanda, like, how do you navigate, like, opening up your life? Because I'm a very private person.
Yeah, yeah.
Very. You even thought it was like
Mysterious.
a weird thing that because I don't have a profile. I
You
haven't had
don't
a
post
profile picture
anything.
in like 5 years.
Does this girl even exist?
Literally. And so people also find that a little bit strange, because they think even when someone does come close to me, I don't allow that. And I'm like, no, it's the opposite. When you're in my life, you get the full picture. You'll know my family, my sisters, my everything.
Yeah.
How my relationships with my parents, my everything. And so obviously when I bring you into that world, and not everyone around me knows that, there's a certain level of standard that I uphold, you know.
True.
And if you disappoint me in that way,
That
to
makes
me, it's,
sense. That makes sense.
Yeah, other than having frivolous people around and then kind of then you can treat everyone the same. For me, it's not like that. It's a bit
Favoritism.
deeper. Yeah, definitely. I would say
you.
that, and I don't mind saying that. Yeah, as soon
I
as you
get
come
you.
into my life and you know the full details, I expect the at most, and I'll hold you on a high standard.
High standard. Yeah.
Yeah.
I get you. No, I get you. I feel like most of the time we do that just with relationships, like romantic relationships.
Yeah.
And that's why, for me, I don't know, there are mutuals that I have, like these are my people, but people that I regard as my true friends are very few. Like the people who know me, like who know what's going on.
Yeah.
But at the same time, there is a line there because, especially when I see a shift in your friendship, I think that's where my defense mechanisms come in.
Yeah.
Because I won't just withdraw from you. I'll try to communicate with you, Brad. This is what I noticed. And if I don't see any kind of change, that's when I start to withdraw. Because, like, what are we even doing? Because I believe in reassurance.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care about any, like, what do I mean to you as my friend? Especially if I'm showing you and telling you. Because now, if it's just, I'm just supposed to take your word for it or just go with the flow. I don't like going with the flow. I love certainty. I love to know what's going on here. That's why I want to do things like situationships. Because what even is this? Sibatala, we're too grown to not know the dynamics of the type of relationship that we have, you know? So it's important to know where I stand and where you stand. Not only from your actions, but also like the words themselves.
Okay, so I think with you, mostly your relationships are very much on a spectrum where it's like you place everyone. I think you have like those certain friendships where it's like, oh, it's your work colleague or it's a friend you do. I don't have that. For me, it's you my friend or you're not. Hey, Angela.
Okay,
if we're going to church,
that.
I wouldn't be friends with someone who's not spiritual. That's the thing. Because for me, like that's why I'm saying for me it's a bit deeper because I'll judge you on a whole. Like, are you spiritual? Because like when I'm asking you to pray for me or asking you to fast for me, and you're like, what's that? Let's tell me. No, then I can't be a friend, you know.
Yeah, I feel like the things that you don't agree on you have to compromise on, and some compromises are just not worth it when it comes to who you are. No, I hear you.
So I think that's the difference between us both.
Yeah,
Minangi, left, right,
in or out,
in or out, and that's how I do life, especially in my relationships. Okay, is there any other questions you have?
What's one thing that you stuck to this year, like regardless of like the circumstances? Like it's something that you had your mindset on the beginning of the year and you stuck with it regardless of how you felt, like what was going on in your life.
I think it's this. I think that was a false answer, so I know it's that answer. I think it's this.
Yeah.
And I've been trying to, I don't think I've ever shared the story. I think I've been trying to grow this brand for like since 2020, 2021.
Yeah, and I remember you did mention Ubuntu.
It's just been
you were just looking for somebody.
And you kind of get a little like,
discouraged?
Discouraged, yes. You kind of get a bit discouraged when you see everyone else doing it and when you're not really understanding why it's not really working out or what's really, but I can see now that it's starting to pick up a bit, even in my frustrations like throughout the year, because there's so many things that even happen throughout the year that I'm just like, yikes, because even when I moved back home, I think it was 2023, I was just like, I'm moving back home, I can't do this, wada, because I always felt like for this brand to grow and for me to be where I wanted to be, I had to move back to Johannesburg.
Yeah.
And so when I was moved back home, I was just like, what must I do now? So it's like I am at KZN, like what the hell? So when I did come back this year, even me coming back around, I think May, April, I was just like, oh, I really want to do this, but like one thing after another, after another actually started happening, and I was just getting so frustrated, but I still like, I'm still, you know, trying to, even though it's not the biggest thing yet, I really do feel like it's going to come together soon.
For sure.
And also, I am selling clothing soon. This is actually one of the pieces.
That's nice.
But it still needs a bit of work.
I like the lace of your pants. That's what I noticed when you're coming out there. Yeah.
Printing and stuff, but this is one of the clothing. So there's a few things.
Do you make it?
Yes.
Nice.
custom made. So there's a few things that I want to do with it. And this podcast is just one of them. I think recently you asked me who the lady was that was on the phone call.
Yeah.
She'll be doing another segment in terms of creativity.
Nice.
I don't want to go into introducing her right now, but she is a poet.
I didn't even see her face because I was like, who is this? Is she like a producer?
Yeah, she'll introduce herself. You'll see her one day. But she's a poet, Unomfundo. She won a Grammy. She won a Grammy.
Really
she wrote a poem for, I think, a musician in America, in the US. And they got nominated, and obviously, she won the
that's
Grammy,
incredible.
I would say. Yeah. And so she'll be hosting those creative thingies. So I want to also have that segment in the sense of bringing creatives, you know, to
Are you
have
gonna
people.
put yourself out there in terms of your poetry?
Yeah, she'll also interview me, but as a guest type of thing. But yeah, she'll be doing the creative side because I also wanted that element of like people in our community. As much as I don't like to stick in the queerness of I don't like that, but like I want people to see
Just
that
to
people
give
in
the
our space are
platform,
also you know doing big things because I know a lot of people who are doing great stuff.
Yeah.
You know, like her as well, Nomfundo. Won a whole Grammy. I was like, yo.
Imagine.
Yeah, and the fact that she agreed to even be a host on the show. So
That's incredible.
I'm excited for that and see where that goes. And the clothing and a few things that I'm planning on. Yeah, I got the and obviously also blind dates.
Yes. Oh,
I'll be putting myself up. And I think you also will, maybe.
No, definitely. I'll show up for you. Don't worry.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So after me, then it will be you. Okay.
Yeah. I got you.
And then for you, what's one thing you have showed up?
Completing my qualification. I think that was the hardest thing.
Yeah.
Since I started it, you know, because it was a total transition for me, going from math and science to finance, economics. I didn't even get like additional support, even though they asked us like, who's doing this for the first time, and they did that to identify us, but they didn't really do anything to support us, you know. So it was a lot. I feel like it took a big toll on me. This it was hard. It was really hard. The studying, because like you don't have any background, you know. The studying and the lecturers, they don't do actual work. They just read the slides. Like, I could do that at home, bro. Like, teach me something, you know. So it was really hard, but we made it to the finish line, you know. And I'm feeling very thank you. I'm feeling mixed emotions about attending graduation because it's like, but I mean, I'll see when the time approaches.
Why do you have mixed emotions?
I think mostly because I know nobody's gonna be there, like in terms of family. It's just me and my sister. So it's like, I mean, I know it means a lot to her because I always attend her graduation and stuff, but I don't feel the need, basically, like, to attend it.
You should. That's such a huge achievement.
I don't know.
That's such a huge achievement.
Army is not there at this moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'll see. I think when it starts getting closer, maybe I'll change my mind.
Yeah.
But it's not a happy thing for me. I would have loved for my mom to be there.
Obviously.
But because she won't be, and I know that, it's just like I have mixed emotions about it. But I'll see. I'm proud of myself because it wasn't easy. I'm not gonna lie. It was not easy. But I finally did it. Yeah. That's one thing I really stuck to, no matter how hard it is. Because even registering was so hard this year. There was such a long I literally registered 24 hours before my first test. And I couldn't even write that test because no phone, no bala, you know? So it wasn't easy, but we finished, you know?
Finally, congrats. Yay!
Yeah.
Okay. And then from there, like, I want to ask a question. How do you navigate that if without support and...
I just think you need to finish what you started, right? It's not easy, obviously. You need to find your ways to manage. And
I know in terms of that, but like I'm just saying in life in general.
Oh, no.
Because you're also a queer woman, so I'm assuming...
Like in terms of what my studies or generally...
No, just generally in life. Like, how do you navigate that without like Because as you said, you just have your sister.
No, I think contentment, number one. You need to be grateful for what you do have.
Yeah.
Because one thing that I've learned the hard way and constantly is someone has it worse.
True.
Someone has it worse. There's people on the streets. There's people like there's someone who's going through worse than you.
Really? Do you see life
Right?
like that? I don't really see life like that.
No, it's
'cause-
one of the things that I channel into when I feel like this is not worth it, you know? Because
Okay.
it's not easy. It's not easy not having someone to lean on. Wooty, I need this, I need this. You know, you need to, whatever
Yeah.
you need to figure it out how you're going to get it. You get
Yeah.
me? So it's like, when I feel like this is tough, I think I find things to be grateful for, man. Like, I have my sister. It could have been worse. I could have been completely by myself.
Completely.
And most of the time, like, I struggle a lot in my head. So I think of holding on for her as well.
Yeah.
Because I think to myself, if I'm, for example, suicidal, if I'm going to do that, who is she going to have?
And you said your sister's my age, 28.
Yes, she's 28.
Okay, yeah.
So if I'm going to do, who is she going to have? So I think her and I were like we hold on to each other. We just hold on to each other and we find a way to show up for each other in any way that matters and in any way that we can.
Yeah.
You know, so it's really not easy. Sometimes we fight and then it's just like the only person that I have, we're not on good terms right now. So what am I going to do? And that also brings you back to humility to say, like, this is not worth our relationship. This is the solid that we have. And sometimes, you know, you lean into your romantic relationships and stuff, but
True.
anybody can switch up on you any day. But she's the person that I hold on to and I hold on for. Because, I mean, she's all I have and I'm all she has. So I think that's what keeps me going most of the time. That's really what keeps me going. And just find things to be grateful for. I feel like when you're grateful, it makes room for you to appreciate and have more. Because where there is a grateful heart, blessings just overflow, man. People who are happy and grateful for everything, they just receive more. And then the people who are relatively more bitter and miserable about life, they feel like they're losing.
Yeah.
You get me? But I feel like when you're grateful and when you're happy, when you take care of things that you have, they last and it makes room for more.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
Okay.
What are
Yeah,
your
I
other
agree with
questions?
that. I agree with that. I think I was just disagreeing on the part
That
where I feel
someone has
like
it worse.
not necessarily disagreeing on the part where
Yeah.
you should not be grateful. Of course, you should be grateful
Mm.
about the things that you have, but I think we should also allow people to feel what they're feeling in the moment,
true,
regardless
100%.
of.
Yeah.
You can be rich, but still, you know, be
Yeah.
crying. Like, hey, come on, like you
But
just
it's
you're going
better to
through
cry in
that.
a pool.
Yeah,
No.
you. How can I explain it? You kind of. I don't know if I'm explaining this properly.
It's okay to want more, essentially.
Not okay to want more, but I think it's okay to still have more, but you don't have to look at someone else's situation in order to.
Feel better.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm
Okay.
explaining
I get
it
you.
properly.
No, I get you. Yeah.
But I do get you should be grateful, but like try to also deal with
what you're
whatever you're
feeling.
dealing with and
Yeah.
not kind of be like, oh, someone has it worse. Because like I feel like that's gonna put you in a disadvantage in terms of not really processing exactly
What
what's
you're
going
going
on.
through.
Because
Yeah,
it is
no,
true.
no, I
Obviously,
hear you.
everyone has it worse. Than the situation that you have or dealing with at the moment. But I think it's also important to just look at your situation, deal with it, process it, and live in the moment so you can go through it.
True.
But yeah, I do agree. Sometimes it does help
Yeah.
to do that because recently I was frustrated about something and I don't want to go deep into it because it's not my story, but it's not my niece, it's my niece's cousin. But I know her. I only know her because she randomly came to our home. She came with my niece one holiday. Randomly, my sister invited her over without telling anyone. So she just brought this random kid with my niece. And she kind of stayed over for the holidays with us. You know, we welcomed her, obviously, whatever. But like, a good kid, but like her story is so sad. Like when I think about her, I literally thought about her story yesterday. I started crying. Like her story is just so sad that is it weird that I could say like I use it's like at the back of my head where I'm just like, oh, she has it like,
Okay, yeah.
well, I'm just like, oh, I'm not,
Yeah.
it sounds bad because no, it sounds like I'm using it as motivation. I don't use it as motivation. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm just saying, like, when I
Like
think
mom
about,
cabanga.
it's not funny. It's not funny, but it's not funny. Like, it's horrible. Like, oh my goodness. Like, if I had the money in the world, I think I'd want to just bring her in. Like, angazi kanja, we're not related at all, but just hearing her story, I don't know. I always pray to God, Uguti, can he do something for me? Because if he does bless me in that way, I think I'll bring her and be like, you can come stay with me or something. I don't know how we're going to do it. Even though I have family, I don't know what my parents are going to think about it, but just because I met that young girl, literally she doesn't have a mother. She doesn't have a father. Her grandmother recently passed away. Doesn't have siblings. Dude, and when her grandmother recently passed away, she had to move to Northwest, and she's been living here in Joburg for all her life. And now people are like saying she's being troublesome, and I'm like, of course she's being troublesome.
By
Like, what do you
expecting,
mean?
like, she lost so many people.
Dude, like when I think about it, it brings me to tears because I'm just like, imagine if I had to lose like my whole family and
then you have your whole life changes.
And then now you
basically.
just like uprooted. She's living with some cousin angazi, what. And I was just like, so now I get that whole thing where people do have it worse. Because when I think about her story, I'm just like, I still have my parents, I still have my sisters. Like this. Oh, lots of swears. It's gonna be a swear.
No, cuss free zone.
Okay. Well, when I think about how shitty my life is, I'm like, it's not even as bad as what she's experiencing, and I solely just focus on her, and I'm like, she's probably going through it.
Yeah, no, I can only imagine how she feels. Like losing everyone, and then just your life changes everything. The scenery.
And like ngizwe namhlanje izolo nje, people is like, she's being troublesome, she's doing no. I'm like, of course she is. Is anyone putting her in therapy? Can we talk about that? Is anyone motivating her in some way? They always want to talk about
what you're doing wrong and not how they actually trying to help you.
So I get that on that point of view. As I said, I'm not using her as motivation, but she is at the back of my mind where I say, as in like, she's not even in high school yet. I think she's in grade 6, if not 7. Yeah, I think she's 2 years younger than my niece, and my niece is in grade 8. But she's young, and I can imagine a child going through that. An adult can't even process that. You're not even fully developed yet, and you're already a whole child. It hasn't even experienced the world yet and has lost so much. But as I said,
I hope she'll be okay.
She will. I hope there's something I can do for her at some point. But I do understand at that point of view.
Yeah. I think that is like my last thought when I feel like to hell with everything. That's what I go back to. Someone has it worse, so you can't say that. You know, that's like my last resort when I can't find anything of substance to hold on to, or when I feel like when I've reached those, because I have these moments where I'm just like, I don't care about anything and anybody.
Yeah,
I'm just in this feeling. I'm in this moment. Like most recently, I went through a breakup. I don't want to say a breakup. Doesn't really count. But let's just, to make things simpler, it was kind of like a breakup. And it was so messed up because it was so messy. Like, communicate. I felt like I was owed better than that in terms of communication.
Yeah.
And it was just so crazy. Like, why are you behaving this way? And on that same week, everything was going wrong. Like, I was kicked out of res. There was just so many things happening. And I remember having to pack my things. And I was just thinking to myself, I'm busy stressing about this situation when my life is taking a whole shift.
Yeah.
So, like, it could be worse. It could be worse. And that's when I was just like, it is what it is,
Yeah.
So I hate those periods where I'm nonchalant about everything because I literally don't care about anything. And that's what my friends and I were talking about yesterday. I don't want to reach a point where I don't care anymore. Like, I don't. Like, I really, really don't. That's why I try by all means to care. That's why I put myself
And
in
people
those
like
thoughts.
us are getting there slowly.
Exactly. It's so scary. Like,
It's getting there.
Ayanda, I can't
getting
cry
there.
anymore. Do you know how
It's
much that
getting
bothers
there.
me? I can't cry anymore. Like when I was telling you I was so sad, I tried to cry. I could not. The tears were not coming. And I was so worried about myself because I felt like I'm spiraling into this dark hole where I just don't
Of
care about
numbness,
anything.
that's where it gets
and like,
dangerous.
where are all my feelings going if I can't cry? How am I processing?
Yeah.
Like, what is happening, you know? And it's so scary because I care. So now if I'm stopping to care, what am I going to do?
And listen, like I understand that because I also have dealt with the same thing. And I think the funny thing is you have to trigger that. You have to trigger the numbness to go away. So you have to put yourself in certain situations. I'm not saying put yourself in like toxic situations, no, but you're going to have to take leaps in certain areas in your life where it triggers that emotion back. Or else you're going to lose it if it's gone for quite a long time. I know that feeling.
It's
When you
scary.
just so sun and and
Yeah, like, you just, like, I've been
Yeah.
feeling that way for a few weeks now. And I'm grateful that I'm aware
yeah.
because I feel like it would have been a totally different story if it just happened and
Yeah.
it just happened and it passed me, you know. But I noticed it. I was like, "Lungile, kwenzakalani?" You know, and I had to sit down with myself. And I even tried, like, I tried to think about the worst things that have ever happened to me
Yeah.
in order to trigger, like, something to cry because I needed to cry. I could feel, you know, that lump that you feel. I needed to cry, but I
Yeah.
couldn't. And I was like, what is
Yeah.
happening to me? Am I dying? Like, what's going on? You know? But
No,
I
it's
don't
the
want to lose
numbness.
myself like that.
Yeah.
I need to. I don't know. That's why. So you're saying I must do things for the plot?
Yeah. Not dangerously or toxic. I'm
Yeah,
not
yeah.
saying that, but like certain things you need to just put your, whether it's you being spontaneous or it depends what you're into, but you need to spark that thing back that brings back the feeling. Or you go numb for a little while, and I've been there too. But we said that we're not gonna share too deep personal.
too
So it's like
deep,
it
yeah.
will be deep, but like surface level. Because
Yeah.
the last time we did this,
It was heavy.
hey, I went deep, and
was
yeah,
heavy.
things were said that didn't need to be said. I don't think people need.
Yeah,
Do
people
people need
didn't
to know us like
they
that?
didn't.
I don't
No,
think
but I
so.
appreciated it because it made me get to know you better.
Oh yes, because
Yeah,
like
bro.
sometimes when people look at you, they're just like, oh,
Like, what? Like,
you
what's
go
your
through
story?
things.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
you're just a mysterious woman.
Yeah.
Like, nobody knows us up, you know. And I, like, when we were sitting there, like, we talked for quite a long time,
Yeah.
and then
think
I
it
was just like,
overnight.
okay,
Yeah.
I get you now. I
Yeah,
get you. I
this is who I
understand
am.
how you navigate these. Because I was
Yeah.
always wondering, man. I even at some I was like, did she save my number? What?
Everyone always thinks that. I'm like, oh. Yeah.
You know, but it helped me get to know you better
Yeah.
and even understand how we're alike
Yeah.
in those ways. Because I get you, man. I feel like it's easy to talk to you and you're a good listener as well. And like I said, I feel the need to over explain everything, but I don't feel like I have to with you because you instantly get it. And it's so refreshing because so often you need to go into the deep of things and try
No, I
philosophy.
didn't say. I
Like,
didn't mean that.
exactly.
Yeah.
And you get so misunderstood even because people take you for someone that you're not simply
Yeah.
because you express an opinion in a certain way. Because most of the people in my life express that sometimes my tone is the problem.
Yeah.
So I could literally be trying to express something that is important to me. Because according to me, if I'm telling you, I value our friendship, I value whatever that we
Yeah.
have. But if things will tool and just disappear, then
don't
I don't care, you know. But it's also something that I'm working on because you're not just gonna be someone who's just spewing whatever that you're feeling without acknowledging how you're making the other person feel. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I don't think I have any more questions, but this was an intro.
Yeah.
This was an intro video. I'm not sure if we jumped a lot in terms of conversations or we did make sense. I feel like we were there and there,
Yeah,
and there, but
yeah.
I feel like it was a bit flowing.
It was. It
Yeah.
was. Okay, one
But
more question.
yeah,
What is one thing that you think that we should leave behind for 2026?
I'm leaving everything.
The
I'm
fresh
leaving
start.
everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fresh starts. I need that. Like this year has been a. I told you some
yeah.
of this.
Yeah,
A lot more happened after that, by the way. So
Yeah, there was
For me, this
a
year was
time
a
where you
bit
disappeared
crazy.
completely,
Yeah,
even from your
for me
lives.
it was
Yeah.
crazy. Yeah, this year it does. And the thing is that people, when you don't look like your problems, people actually
They don't think
they
you
don't
have
believe you.
problems. Yeah.
They don't believe you, and it's just like, guys, I've been going through the most, and you're like, oh, it's something, Jane, think, and I'm like,
Yeah.
no, listen,
The
like
thick of it.
yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, this year has been, it's been. I'm definitely grateful. A lot of things have showed up in my life, and I am grateful for them. But this year has been a bit difficult for me. But I've learned a lot from the things that have happened. So I think I want to leave everything. I'm leaving everything for you. Well, except my
Aesthetics.
family and friends, I'm taking them
Of
with.
course,
But like,
of course.
yeah,
I think it's this whole thing of aesthetics, like trying to keep up. Because I feel like that's what's killing the youth. You're trying to, because nobody's posting how, for example, there's these baddies going on all these vacations, but they
Yeah.
don't post how they get there. They don't post the things that they have to compromise on or sacrifice even
yeah,
to get there, you know? So I feel like we should stop trying to keep up with the aesthetics of things and people whose struggles we don't share.
true.
Yeah, but because Mina, it's like we could both be students, schole NSFAS, for example. One student is sending money back home to support their family.
Yeah,
Another student has this NSFAS plus an allowance from home, but they want to go and live on the same level, going out, going to like it's not realistic.
yeah,
You know, let's stop trying to be on the same level when we don't even share the same backgrounds and struggles
True.
because it's not fair. It's just generally not fair. I hope that people can be comfortable with
Yeah.
what they have. I mean, I'm not saying don't want more for yourself, but don't put
Obviously.
yourself in compromising situations just to look like you have it all together.
yeah,
You know? Yeah, I think that's something that's really close to my heart because I see, people are dying out here trying to live their life and
Yeah,
seem
yeah.
like, it's not okay, man. It's not okay. But personally, nami ngiyashintsha konke hle. My relationship,
Yonke into, ne?
yeah, because I feel like it's important, and I feel like the older I'm getting, I understand things so much better. And even talking to people who are older than me,
Yeah,
it helps you see things differently. And it's important to make grace for people in certain situations. But man, when things
Yeah.
are not worth it, when things are causing you more trouble than they're worth, it's okay to leave it behind and not feel bad.
true.
So yeah, I'll be adjusting some things, relationships, and yeah, in my life. But yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think I'm not sure if there's any other questions you have.
No, I'm good.
Okay, so I think we're gonna close this one with a question of what does queerness mean to you?
Queerness means like, firstly, it's internal,
Yeah.
right? You need to be self-aware and content with yourself. To know who you are, what you stand for, and be comfortable with it within yourself, and be comfortable sharing it with others
Yeah.
who might not necessarily be comfortable to share it or even have the safe space to. So it's like being queer is, I like women, I like, people of the same sex,
Yeah.
but I need to be okay with that because I feel like homophobia is not people hating on you for who you are. It's
Yeah.
it comes from internally them as well, not knowing who they are and where they stand. So being queer for me is just being comfortable in my own skin and not being afraid to express that to others, regardless of what anybody else will say, especially negatively.
Yeah, I second
Yeah.
that. It's being yourself. I
Yeah.
second that. Okay, I
Yeah.
think that's enough. Unless the people behind the cameras have anything they'd like to
Anything,
say
any
that we didn't
questions?
share.
Producer?
Any questions?
Yeah.
Oh, why did I start Queer Corner? It's a bit of a long story. So with me, I've always had like straight friends, mostly guy friends. I never really had like that queer cliquey, the gay lesbian friends, the kalamanja, where I'm just like getting close to people like that. But yeah, I've always just been around straight people. Even the women I was around were straight. And when I used to go to prides and parties, Liquid Blue and those nightclubs, my friends always used to come with me, even though there were gay clubs and there were straight men. They would come with me. And so with Queer Corner, what I saw is I wanted to make them comfortable as well as me also comfortable. So that's where that concept came from, because I wanted to create a space where the queers could come and straight people were welcomed, because I felt like in South Africa where there was queer communities or queer parties, it was mostly like, this is just for the
Yeah.
community and only
Yeah.
and I just felt like because I had friends that were safe for me to express myself, I knew there was other straight people who wanted to party with us, and also not that they need to be safe, but also wanted to be safe in the communities that we were in. So in my head I was like, oh, why not create something where there's gays, there's straights, and it's a community where everyone is there. I know there's parties where gay people can go to and lesbians and whatever can come together, but I wanted to make it a headline of, yes, it's still a queer thing and you should respect that, but I also wanted the straights to also be welcome to say, hey, you can also be more than welcome to come. So the whole brand is based on that. In terms of the clothing, it's not like I'm short, you know how the gays wear, so it's not like out there. It's still it's, I guess it's what can I say? It's like a safe. I don't want to, sometimes when I say things and then I know I'm going to get flagged for them because people always like, because I was going to say safe landing for straight people, but I'm like, shit, no, let me not say that because I don't want to make like that's a bit controversial. I don't mean that, but what I mean is, I don't know how to explain it. Like, I want them to also be in the community without feeling like,
it's just,
because even with the clothing, in terms of gay people, like you'll have like girl loving girl, and I'm like, okay, that's like, that's not what I'm trying to do. Like, I'm trying to have an outfit like this. It's still representing like the community, but it's not like flashy where it's just like, but when someone sees you wearing it, because I still haven't printed everything that's going to be, when someone sees you wearing it, it's like, okay, that person supports this, but can still wear it as a straight person. Because I feel like a lot of also gay clothing, like the flag is like no, I don't want to do. I want to be low key. Not that I'm accommodating for the straights. That's not what I'm trying to do. But like, I want to make it an environment where everyone's comfortable and they can still represent us comfortably as well. Not that I'm accommodating them again. But yeah, I think that's where I started. That's the reason why I started Queer Corner.
Do you remember when you started it?
2021. Yeah.
So it's almost 5 years now.
Yo, and it's been slow moving. And it's so weird because the only reason why this podcast is happening is because of our corner.
Thank you. Thank you.
Like, everything just aligned. Like, it's taken so long.
No, but that's like, how that's the thing. Like, that's what we talked about the last time, Muguti. Things just always work out somehow, man.
Yeah. But the frustration of something taking so long to work out.
But you see, the thing is,
and also not seeing the growth is like so discouraging.
You didn't have to do anything like out of the ordinary.
Lungile, I had to.
Isn't beggar? You met some.
That's the thing. No, but like, no. In terms of Akon and us being on the podcast, it was definitely orchestrated in that way. Like her coming to me and contacting me and like, because like I've had this idea, I don't know for how long, and not being able to execute it or meeting people, and then people are weird and this and that. It just hasn't been working out in terms of that. And having an idea like kind of be sitting and in hermit mode is a bit frustrating also, and because you want to be like, because there's like, you can't help but look at other people's growth where you just why is someone having this easier? Like they just it seems like, or looks like they just had the idea and then the next weekend they're doing something. But also I might also not
see the background,
because for me it's taking me like almost 6 years now, and someone would be like, why has it taken you? And I can't even really explain why it's been taking that long. It's just
I get you.
It has, because I'll meet people and then people are strange, or then I moved back home 2023 and I stayed home I think for almost 2 years until I came back here. And even when I came back here, it wasn't something I could quickly rush into because things were happening, this was happening, and it's only now where I'm just like, okay, and that's when Akona came in, you know. So yes, things work out that way, but
I understand.
Yeah, so since 2021.
But it's flowing now. We're in it.
It's flowing.
In it. We are diving in.
Yeah, we are diving in.
Yeah. We got this.
Listen, I think for me, mostly, I think the compliment that people always give me is like how they, the knowledge that I give and the wisdom. I don't like to pump up my ego, but I think I really do give great conversations and
Yeah.
intellect
Yeah.
conversations. I think that has always been something I had in me in terms of wisdom. But like sometimes I think like, oh, what are people gonna think? Am I pumping too much? Like,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
slow it down. I am that you're doing too much. But yeah, I think that's the compliments I've always gotten from people. Ukuthi, listen, when Ayanda ekhuluma and she gives advice, it really is very straightforward and it makes sense. And I think then when you came in and when I met you, like the conversations were like very free flowing and the way that we would think was very much aligned.
Alike.
So it was a very easy thing, and it was the fact that we are opposites. You're a bit younger, I'm a bit older. I'm a femme, you're a stud.
Yeah.
So it just made sense, even though we're in the same community. I think we have such a different experience, but in the way that we think is very much alike.
Yeah.
And I feel like there's a lot of different, interesting conversations that are going to come from it. So that's why I wanted you to kind of come on with me. Obviously, there's not a lot of people who think the way that I do.
Yeah.
And definitely not the way that you do. So yeah.
I agreed to join Ayanda because, I mean, like she said, when we first had a conversation,
Yeah.
it was easy to talk to her and it was flowing, man. And whatever, even when I was saying things, she would add on to what I was saying in alignment with what I was saying. So we're very similar in that way. Yeah. But at the same time, we're different because like she challenges my thought process. I would have never seen things a certain way. But because she mentioned it, I was like, okay, I hear you. And I can broaden my horizons, basically, regarding your thoughts. And man, like, I'm not really a person who engages with people online, especially because I feel like people have a certain expectation of who they think I am. Oh my gosh, Longs. But Lungile is a whole individual. Like, you think of me as a concept because of what I put online.
Yeah.
But this is who I am. And I feel like you got me instantly. And, you know, like, you're very wise. So it was easy to even agree. Because I remember when you said, you want to hop on a call and then, you know. And it was flowing. Even the first time we had a conversation at your place.
No,
like, it
not
was just
awkward
flowing.
at all.
Exactly. Even when we were quiet, I was worried with you. Like,
that's how I actually judge if I should like be close to someone is if the silence is not awkward.
Yeah.
If it's awkward, I know
it's not gonna work out.
It's not gonna work out.
Because initially I was like, is she okay? Did I say something? But it was very comfortable silence, you know. And I didn't feel unwelcome or heavy in your space because it's so important to also read the room when you enter Inda when you moon. And the fact that you're a praying woman, that plays a big role for me because I would tandazi. Like what do you live by? Like what, you know?
Yeah.
So I really appreciated that. It's very unlikely to find your people, like people who are in this life. So I like to take advantage of that and make the most out of every opportunity that I get to meet people like that. So that's why I agreed.
I'm excited for the conversations that are going to come.
Yeah.
Diving into relationships like Christians and queerness. I had an experience
that's a
with that.
heavy one.
We'll go
I have a
into it
story
later.
about that. I'll tell you.
Like, don't you think people are going to think you guys are dating and stuff? Since you guys have like this close platonic relationship?
No, I think people always assume that.
Yeah,
Everyone's
people always
gonna
assume
that.
the minute, even if you can take a
Yeah.
walk outside, people will think we're dating.
True.
That's how it works. It's just to show how much we just want to sexualize and romanticize. Like, it's okay to be friends, you know? But yeah, people can think whatever they want. I mean, if they hear us out, they can understand where we're at. But if they just want to make assumptions based on like face value, it's not going to work.
Sorry. Excuse, I didn't think of that. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Did you pick it up? Excuse, sorry, that was a phone call.
No, it's
Sorry,
okay.
Lou, you were saying?
Yeah, no, I was done speaking.
Yeah, and I think me and you, as I said, we're pretty similar. We don't really care about what anyone thinks.
Exactly.
It's like
You
okay,
can think
I
what
don't
you
think
want.
we're even going to address the rumors. It's pretty much, okay, the people who know us know, and that's that.
But don't you guys think when you guys get into relationships, that'll be a problem now?
No.
No.
What do you mean?
I think again, that's why I'm saying it's the way that we are. It's not going to be an issue in terms of our relationships, and I think we will dive in more maybe in the next podcast and how we view because we do relationships pretty similar. Me and Lou, like when I met her, I was like, oh, this girl actually literally thinks the way that I do. Just a lot younger, and obviously the opposite stud version. But literally, even the way that we deal with relationships and the people that we connect to is so much alike that you see it was an immediate answer that no, it's not going to be an issue.
I don't think it's going to be an issue, especially because, like, we're single, right?
Yeah.
And if I get a partner or you get a partner, they already know what we do.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like you would tell them, no, this is a friend of mine that we do a podcast together. So, like, why is that going to be a problem, you know? I feel like it's also the security of a relationship that will determine if they're okay with that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for tuning in to the first episode of On the Couch with Queer Corner. We'll see you on the next one.